With the NBA trade deadline being less than a month away, the teams are becoming more and more active in the trade market, some of them adding extra power to their rosters before the playoffs. Others are rebuilding for the future, and there are those who are tanking. We won't talk about those for sure. Trading young talent from a middle market team to one of the biggest contenders is a move that can potentially make a huge difference when playoff time comes. So stick around to see how the Lakers can shake up their roster to bring in Myles Turner. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell post notification, like the video, and comment down below. As expected, the most buzz is drawn to the rumors involving the biggest contenders for winning it all, such as the reigning champions Los Angeles Lakers. The team led by LeBron James currently has the third best score in the Western Conference, but is still considered as the top favorite to win the championship. With last year's title won in the bubble in Orlando, the Lakers are tied with the Boston Celtics for league best 17 NBA championships, and a possible repeat would put them alone on the top as the winningest franchise in league history. But as someone smart said, it is tougher to stay on top than to get there. Leading the Lakers to the record 18th NBA championship would be a great asset for LeBron James to plead his case for best player ever. LeBron is having an amazing season, averaging 25.7 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. But the competition in the West seems much more ready this season. The Utah Jazz are leading the standings with 22 wins in their last 25 games, including a 25-point victory against the Lakers. The city rival Los Angeles Clippers look way more dangerous with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George playing their second season together. Steph Curry is back with the Warriors, and the Phoenix Suns are emerging as a potential playoff threat to everyone. LeBron turned 36 during this season, and him being the fifth oldest player in the league requires some adjustment in the supporting stuff. Knowing that the Lakers already made significant roster changes in the offseason, some moves are still there to make. Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Wesley Matthews, and Dennis Schroeder were acquired to deepen the roster even more and help King James to lead them to another championship. Still, the departure of Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee in the offseason has left the Lakers' front court questionable. Howard, after promising to stay with the Lakers, signed with the Sixers one day later, while McGee was traded to the Cavs for Jordan Bell and Alfonso McKinney. Davis plays a high level of basketball when healthy, averaging 22.5 points and 9 rebounds per game, but has already missed 10 games this season after suffering a calf strain and aggravating Achilles tendinosis in his right leg, which makes the team vulnerable under the rims. Since the last Davis injury that happened on February 14th, the Lakers have lost 5 of their last 7 games, including 3 home games in a row against the Nets, Heat, and the Wizards. They've dropped from being on pace with the Jazz at the top of the conference to 3rd. In the first 7 games without AD, the Lakers have the 3rd worst offense in the league and 5th worst net rating in the league. The worst part about LA's recent slide is that Davis will not be back on the court for at least 2 more weeks, and probably even more, knowing that the Lakers won't rush him back. Davis's absence and lack of productivity from the front court can put in jeopardy the Lakers' home court advantage for the playoffs. Next best big man on the team is Marc Gasol, who has seen limited minutes since the beginning of the season, averaging only 4 points and 4 rebounds per game. Gasol has been getting exposed by other teams on the defensive end of the court, and they have been attacking him since he is susceptible to fouling. He leads the team in personal fouls per game and does not look like the defender he has been over the years with Toronto and Memphis. The 35-year-old Spaniard, who was drafted by the Lakers in 2007, is also injury-prone, and more than 15 productive minutes per game cannot be expected from him, which makes him a better fit coming off the bench. Coming off the bench now is Montrezl Harrell, who is the only consistent big man for the Lakers this season. The reigning 6th man of the year is averaging 14 points and 6 rebounds per game, with 63.7% shooting from the field, which is still nothing compared with the Davis contribution. So, what do you think the Lakers should do? Bring back Shaq? No, he is turning 49 this month. What the Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka has on mind is bringing in one of the best young talents at the center position called Myles Turner. Despite leading the league in 3.4 blocks per game, Turner is unhappy with his role on the Pacers team. With the emergence of Domantas Sabonis as a go-to guy in the Pacers lineup, which earned him his second consecutive All-Star spot, Turner is getting much fewer scoring opportunities in the Pacers offense. The 24-year-old was seen as a future superstar of the team when selected as the 11th pick overall on the 2015 NBA draft, but in his 6 seasons with the Pacers, he failed to develop his offensive potential, and currently, with 13.4 points per game, he is the 4th leading scorer on the team after Sabonis, Malcolm Brogdon, and TJ Warren. Turner was much happier playing alongside Victor Oladipo under the coach Nate McMillan, but with those two out of Indiana and bringing in Nate Bjorkgren as the new head coach, things have changed for the worse for Turner. The Texas-born player is hoping for a quick turnaround of events and moving to the reigning champion in sunny California. As offense is not an issue in LA, Turner, with his defensive skills, would be a perfect fit for the Lakers. He would also offer the Lakers a combination of youth, two-way versatility, and floor spacing. His arrival in Los Angeles would bring significant improvement with their performance on both ends of the floor. According to reports, mutual interest is shown by both teams, and the GMs are working on putting all the pieces together to pull off this trade. Key players in the potential trade are not secret, but putting all the pieces together will require a little magic by the GMs, which may involve a couple of draft picks or maybe even a third team involved. Turner is playing in his first season of a 3-year deal with the Pacers, which pays him $18 million per season, meaning that the Lakers would have to give up several players to bring him in. On the other hand, it is also a low cost for a player of his potential, which benefits the Lakers, who pay the majority of the salary cap for James and Davis. The Pacers are mostly interested in Kyle Kuzma, who they see as a starting small forward who would fit in well with Brogdon and Sabonis. Kuzma has been included in trade rumors since he showed his potential in purple and gold, but the Lakers decided to believe in him and did everything they could not to send him to New Orleans in the Anthony Davis trade back in 2019. Since then, Kuzma's numbers have dropped from 18.7 points per game in 2019 to only 11.1 this season, which will probably pack his bags for Indianapolis. In addition to Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope will probably head to Indiana to fill the starting shooting guard position for the Pacers, which was left open, while Kuzma is a player who can make a difference on the offensive end. Caldwell-Pope, on the other hand, will bring a veteran presence in the young Pacers squad and another offensive threat. The Pacers are a great three-point shooting team currently ranked 14th in the league, and Kuzma and Caldwell-Pope might put them even higher on that list. This trade scenario seems like a win-win situation for both teams and is expected to happen even before the All-Star break, which takes place on March 7th. However, great front offices do not lean on only one option, so Pelinka is considering other players if unable to bring in Turner, including Hassan Whiteside, Blake Griffin, and DeMarcus Cousins. Whiteside has seen a decent season with the Sacramento Kings, averaging 14.6 points and 8.3 rebounds coming off the bench for Luke Walton's squad. His acquiring will demand a trade, while Griffin and Cousins have been bought out from their teams and can be signed as free agents. Griffin, who spent his first 8 seasons with the Los Angeles Clippers and the last 4 with the Pistons, was bought out from Detroit in mid-February and is expected to sign with a contender. This season, he is averaging 12 points and 5 rebounds, stats that don't show his real value. Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel